The ghost flight of Helios 522, the plane that flew itself. On August 14, 2005, a Boeing 737 belonging to Helios Airways took off from Larnaca, Cyprus, heading to Athens, Greece. It was supposed to be a short, calm flight, 121 passengers, 6 crew, a beautiful summer morning. But within minutes, something went very, very wrong. At 9:07 a.m. just after takeoff, the pilot radioed air traffic control, the cooling system, is not functioning properly. We're checking. That was the last normal transmission anyone ever heard. After that, the plane stopped responding. Controllers tried to reach it, no answer. The plane climbed automatically to 34,000 feet and kept flying on autopilot. Investigators later discovered that the cabin pressurization switch, which controls oxygen and cabin air pressure, had been left in manual mode after maintenance the day before. That meant the aircraft slowly lost oxygen as it climbed. No alarms were heard. Within minutes, everyone on board began to lose consciousness. First the pilots, then the crew, then the passengers. They didn't even know what was happening. It's called hypoxia, a silent, creeping suffocation that makes you confused before you black out. The plane continued to fly on autopilot, perfectly level, perfectly stable. For 2.5 hours across the Aegean Sea. Greek fighter jets were scrambled to intercept it. When they approached, they saw something horrifying. Through the cockpit window, the captain was slumped over the controls. The co-pilot's head was tilted back, oxygen mask dangling. Inside the cabin, passengers were motionless, some still wearing seatbelts. Then, suddenly, one man moved. A flight attendant named Andreas Prodromou, who had pilot training, had woken up briefly. His oxygen mask somehow gave him a few extra minutes of consciousness. Fighter pilots watched in disbelief as he entered the cockpit, sat down, and tried desperately to regain control. He waved at the jets, as if begging for help. He tried to lower the plane's altitude, but there was almost no oxygen left. Moments later, the right engine flamed out. Then the left. The plane descended in silence. At 12:04 p.m., after flying over 300 kilometers on autopilot, Helios Flight 522 crashed into a hillside near Gramatiko, Greece. All 121 people on board were killed. When investigators examined the wreckage, they found oxygen masks deployed. Passengers still seated, as if asleep. The pressurization switch set to manual. It was a simple human error, one switch, that turned the flight into a ghostly drift through the sky. The final moments of Andreas Prodromou became legendary in aviation history, the lone conscious man, fighting against impossible odds, trying to save everyone who was already gone.